Assalamualaikum YouTube, welcome back to the video. In today's video I'm going to be explaining the topic of plants. So let's go and start the video. When we first listen to the word plants, the first thing which comes into our mind is that plants are something which have a green stem. The petals are really beautiful, they're very colorful, and most of them have a nice smell. Basically and they have roots. That's the image of plants in our mind. So you might also know that plants are known as the producers in the food chain, as they make their own food. They don't rely for their food, for their energy on something else. They make their food by the process of photosynthesis. Now the word photosynthesis, it means making something or doing something or inventing something with light. And the word equation for that is oxygen plus carbon dioxide and an arrow, and above the arrow you will write that in the presence of sunlight, and after that you will write the products, which are oxygen and glucose. The plants consumes its energy from glucose, but they don't use the entire energy, and the rest they store. So what they do is that they store it, but they store it in the form of starch. Glucose is soluble in water. It dissolves in water. That's why they convert it into starch, which is insoluble in water, which means that it does not dissolve in water, and then they store it in the form of starch and use it later on. Now I'm going to be discussing that why is it important for the plants. Why is water important for plants? You might know that water is important for every living thing, but for plants I'm going to specify. Plants use water for mainly four things. First is that they use water for transportation. The roots gather minerals and salts from the soil, and they transport it to the leaves by water. And the second is they use it in photosynthesis to make glucose and oxygen. And the third is for cooling down, and the fourth is to make the stand still. The third I'm going to explain right now, that if the environment of the plant, the surrounding of the plants get hot, it releases its water in the form of water vapors to cool down. And the fourth I'm going to explain that water uses the plant uses water to stand still. In Urdu you might have heard the term that ye poda murjha gaya, it has bent down, which means that it is weak, it has less energy, and its energy can't be fulfilled by the food or by its food which it consumes. Now I'm going to be explaining that why is it important for the plants. The minerals are important for the plants. Plants mainly require two minerals, which are nitrate and magnesium. Magnesium is used to give the plant the greeny tone, as it makes chlorophyll, and nitrate is used for the plant to make new cells, as it has protein. And now I'm going to be explaining the structure of a flower. The structure of the flower has mostly colorful petals, which attracts most of the human beings, or even the kids or the insects, and it has a really beautiful smell. And the male gamete of the flower is the stamen, which has two parts: a filament which holds the anthers, and the anthers have the male gametes of the plant. And the female gamete area is the long tube, and the starting of the tube is called the stigma, and the tube itself is called as a style, and where the tube leads is known as the ovary, which contains the ovule. Later on, the ovary becomes a fruit, and the ovule becomes a seed. I hope that you have grasped this topic. If you have, please don't forget to like, share, and if you haven't, then please subscribe to the channel and become a part of the family. Don't forget to turn on your bell notifications on. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.